Good morning. American football may be a silly game for some people. I mean, the name doesn't even make sense. The players only kick the ball up a handful of times each game, which confuses the rest of the world because we call the version of football soccer. Some people also think football is crazy because all the players have such a high risk of getting injured, even with all the pads and helmets they wear. While these statements may be true, to many other people like me, football means a lot more than that. It is a game that brings out enjoyment, tradition, inspiration, and some personal impacts. When I was 5 years old, I was introduced to football by asking one question when I was at my house watching TV. What is that score? All I witnessed was a person in a helmet and pads scoring a touchdown, and I saw the crowd cheering. I was baffled, yet I was also interested in what was going on, so I asked about it. That's when it all started. After a couple of weeks, I can't remember exactly how long, I began to understand the game, and it soon became my favorite sport, and still is to this day. My father taught me about all the rules and teams. Like him, I also became a loyal fan of the New York Giants, a pro team based in New Jersey that is a part of the National Football League, or NFL. In fact, all of my father's side of the family are proud Giants fans because they're from Yonkers, New York. At 5 years old, I idolized the Giants' fearless leader, Eli Manning. Well, he just retired at the time. Eli Manning is one of the best quarterbacks in the league and had much success. Funny enough, he was drafted and traded to the Giants in 2005, the same year that I was born. I went to my first football game when I was 6 years old. That weekend, my mother and sister were away, so my father, cousin, and uncle took me to Giants Stadium. I am proud to say that I'm still the youngest kid in my family ever to attend a football game. Ever since then, I've been going to 2 Giants games a year. The second home game they play at 1 p.m., and the closest 1 p.m. game around my birthday, November 20th. This brings my family together all by rooting for the Giants and having a good time. Football has been a major inspiration in my life, and there have been some players who have been an inspiration for me also. In 2011, the Giants signed Victor Cruz, an undrafted free agent wide receiver out of the University of Massachusetts. He quickly made our team better. I can still remember the game he scored a 99-yard touchdown versus the Jets. Sorry, Mr. O'Hare. At that moment, and to the many others that followed, Victor Cruz became one of my favorite players of all time. He inspired me to play football. I played wide receiver because he made catching the ball and scoring touchdowns seem so amazing. In 2016, my parents won an auction at my previous school, Ville Maria, for Giants training camp tickets that year at the exclusive area right behind the practice field instead of sitting at the bleachers. I had never been to their training camp, and I was so excited to go. On that day, I met Victor Cruz once the Giants practice was done at their training camp. He signed my hat at the exclusive pass area, and I got to see other Giants players also. Fortunately, I got to see him that year because in the following year, he was released by the Giants and signed by Chicago Bears. In 2018, Victor Cruz retired and his time in the NFL was over for good. I was extremely disappointed that his time in the NFL was done, but he was still a great player with the Super Bowl ring for the Giants. It seems that my favorite players never stay with the Giants, as this year, Odell Beckham, my most recent favorite player, got traded to the Cleveland Browns. Throughout their time with the Giants, Odell Beckham and Victor Cruz inspired me to play wide receiver and to work hard for what I want. In 3rd grade, I signed up to play flag football for 1 year. I played on the offensive line for my team, and I only got the ball once because everyone had to get the ball at least once during the season. The next year in 4th grade, I joined my town's tackle football program. There are 2 teams in each grade for Darien, one blue and one white, and we play other teams in Fairfield County such as Wilton or New Canaan. In 4th and 5th grade, I played for the white team as an offensive and defensive lineman. I had always wanted to receiver, but I learned to accept my position and try my best. Then in 6th grade, I switched over to the blue team, but I was still playing offensive and defensive line. By then, I was 100% sure that I would never be able to play wide receiver. It seemed like the coaches thought I was like every other lineman, but that was not true. I was not as big or muscular as some of the other kids on my team were and other towns' teams were. Fast forward to 7th grade, when I was switched back to the white squad, and the coaches finally understood that playing offensive and defensive line was just not the right fit for me. I finally got my chance to play wide receiver after I nearly lost all my hope. Even though I didn't get the ball thrown to me once, I'm still grateful that I got my chance at the position I've always wanted to play. This year, I switched back to the blue team, and I was able to play wide receiver again. This year, though, I did get the ball thrown to me, but it was too short and the other team got the interception. Playing football has taught me to clear out my mind no matter what I'm thinking about. I wish I could do the same thing when I was sleeping, but only football can do that. The only reason why I'm able to do this in football is because when I'm playing football, I'm having a blast and I'm extremely focused on what I'm doing. The message I want everyone to take away from this is, find a passion and stick with it. As Vince Lombardi said, we would accomplish many more things if we did not think of them as impossible. Whether it be a hobby or interest, pursue it no matter how difficult your goal seems to achieve. I found mine at a young age, and it is still my passion and probably will for my entire life. Football means so much to me, and without it, I don't know what I would do. Thank you.